Oh, that music is still playing. I should probably turn that off because we don't want to get all romantic on this podcast. Well, apart from that, welcome back. It is still the DC UK podcast. This is season 4 and episode 7, and as always, I'm your host, James Graham. Alongside me, to my top left, if you're watching on YouTube, or as you're about to hear, the lovely tones of Daniel Wise. How are you doing, Daniel? It's we know we've had a little bit of a break, but how's it going?
It's been a good break. Watched some World Cup over or World Cup qualifying over the last week, and the best part is in true American fashion, we failed in a successful way. we put our eggs in the right baskets so that we could lose in an effort to punch our ticket to the World Cup, which, hey, that's about the most appropriate way that can happen, especially after 2018. Man, what a trip that's been. But yeah, very, very happy today.
Indeed, and we will be talking a bit more about World Cup stuff later on in this episode. Today is not just about DCU, but it is obviously World Cup because of what happened this week. Tom is finally returned after taking a mini hiatus.
I've been on sabbatical.
You have working away, beavering away. How are you doing, Tom?
I feel like I've just had my summer break window, and we even got a transfer in the time I've been gone. So
in fact.
Two. So, I mean, I'm excited. I'm going to the game we have this weekend, bring my father along so he can shout at people he doesn't know. It'll be great.
Exactly. And we've had our first little comment coming in on the live stream. So good evening, Stu. Welcome back to the chat. It's good to see you. And he says, welcome back, Tom, and his beaver. You've got a beaver?
No.
Not today, gents. Not today. Anyway, with this episode, as always, we will be going through Guess DC Who. We've got many, many other things. We've got some news, as Tom rightly said, since he's been away. And to be fair, since we've been away in the international break, we've had 2 transfers coming in. We're not really going to review the last match because it's been a little while ago and it's not really much points, but we will gloss over it and just touch on it a little bit. But we've obviously got the game this weekend, which is the Cherry Blossom game, which is, as you can see, I am wearing the Cherry Blossom DC UK jersey, which if you want to buy one, if you're watching on YouTube, the link is coming up on screen right now. There you go, bit.ly/DC UK Cherry. There is news on that, but I won't spoil it just yet. And as you can see behind me, I have my Cherry Blossom scarf, which is always nice to see. Then we'll be going through some World Cup preview stuff, and we will be answering your questions at the end of the show. But, if you've got any questions and you're watching right now, do hit them up in the chat. We will get them answered later on. So, first things first, you ready for Guess DC Who, guys?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
It's a good one. I mean, I don't think either of you have got one yet, but I'm just going to bring up on screen there. Oh, look at that graphic. Look at that hair. Look at that hair. So this guy, I've just brought him up on my other monitor because, I have 3 now. He was born in McKinney, Texas.
Already don't know. Already completely lost.
He's 6'2", and he's a forward. So there is that. Then his youth career, we're going to start off with there. He started at Creighton Blue Jays, but even before he played his first game for Creighton, he had a trial at Derby County.
Okay.
Yeah. And his trial was so successful, he was invited back for a longer trial. And in that year, he actually signed for Derby County. So he started his professional career in England. There's a nice MLS UK link right there. So he started off his career at Derby County before joining DC United on loan initially. He then signed for DC United on a permanent basis. And I'm thinking Daniel's got some cogs going already. Oh, no?
Nothing.
Nothing yet. He then moved to Colorado Rapids before making his way into the USL, dropping down the league, signing for Puerto Rico, moving to Jacksonville, then to Chattanooga Red Wolves. He's still playing. And he's currently playing at Union Omaha. So he has made some international appearances, not at a senior level, but he has made 6 under-20 appearances for the US men's team, 1 appearance for the US under-23s, and 1 appearance for the Republic of Ireland under-21s.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is your list of things for this player. Any initial thoughts?
Absolutely not.
No?
No. I mean, I had the thought, I was like, okay, just think of like all the Americans, and then you were like, oh, and he also played for Ireland, and I'm like, well, he's gotta be like an O'Loughlin or something, O'Malley.
Well, Stu has had his own little guess. Would you like to see what that is?
Yes.
If it's not Taribo West, I'm clearly from another dimension. Well, Stu, I think we can safely say it's definitely not Taribo West because, he is Nigerian. But he's just come up and said Jack Charlton would be proud. If we all know what that means. If not, we'll save that for another episode. So that is Guess DC Who. If you've got any thoughts or anything, do drop us a DM or let us know over on Twitter. If you're not there listening or watching us live and you're watching it after the fact, do let us know. See what you guess. And stay tuned later for the reveal. So, news. It's been a minute since the last one. Let me get back to my notes. I've got to remember I've got 3 screens. I've got a third screen so I can look at now. But as we said before, Tom, there's been 2 signings. The first one, which is the one we've been waiting for, really, which was announced back earlier this year, and he was going to join us in the summer, which was Taxi. He has officially joined us. We're just awaiting his visa so he can actually start playing. But how good does it feel now we got Taxi over the line and he's going to be picking up all the passengers?
Yeah, I mean, I've done what all of us do when we hear about a player that's coming to the club. I went on YouTube and I watched his highlights. That's the main thing I always do. So you never get to see like the faults of a player whenever you're watching those YouTube highlights and whatnot. But I mean, I'm just excited to have another player joining the roster that's hopefully going to have a good impact on the team.
Absolutely. Daniel, what did you think of getting Taxi finally in at the club earlier than we were expecting?
Well, as we see, it's a bit of kind of a mirror of how last year was in the early part of the season. It was not a ton of, I guess wherewithal when it came to the attacking third. And we saw like a brief flash, or we've seen small things from Ola Kamara, but I don't think we're going to get sort of his goal per minute type of situation. Excuse me. I mean, whatever. It's options, and that's what this team needs right now. But hopefully, at a certain point, something does gel, and we'll have a more kind of biting, attacking third at that point.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that we've been crying out for. Hopefully, he is going to have a few goals in him because we do need it at the moment. We are struggling up top right now. It feels like we've got all this attacking intent, but nothing to actually finish the show off, basically.
Unfortunately, as much as we were hyping him up, Shreddy Eddie just has not been the answer so far this year, and that's unfortunate.
No, I don't know whether because we were hyping him up, it feels like it's a massive disappointment. But but then he did have a good off season on the international stage. He was playing incredibly well. He scored a couple of goals. it's unfortunately Shredder Eddie just hasn't quite done it yet. So, but on the other hand, we've plugged another hole in the centre of midfield. Chris Durkin has made his return, back to black and red. Tom, what were your thoughts on that one?
I mean, I'm kind of more excited about him coming back than I am about Taxi. Mainly because he already knows the team. He already knows like the club he's playing for. You know, I've been dying. I say this every time I'm on here. All my teams need a center mid right now, and to just have that extra, guy to come in is huge. And he's going to keep doing what he does. It's going to be good.
Yeah, absolutely. Daniel, thoughts on obviously Durkin? Obviously, last show we were yearning for Durkin.
Yeah. Hey, and I wish we were doing sort of U22 in this episode, because that was kind of a shrewd move on DC's part, being able to kind of get him under a U22 contract. He is right at that line, but no, they got him in, and so they definitely have more room to play with, as far as if there's any other prospective young talent that they can get in. They have 2 more slots available at that point. So it's a good move. Glad to have, he, like we said in the last episode, local boy, very much a favorite among us. So it's going to be great to see him back in the black and red.
Definitely. Then we move on to some other news that has happened, obviously, since the break. 3 matches have been rearranged. It feels like it's been a bit of a busy break for DC United. So just to kind of give you guys the rundown on that one. So New York City FC away, which was due to happen next week, I think it was. That is now being played August 31st. Moved away from the Yankee Stadium now to Red Bull Arena because,
Yeah.
we move out of state to play the game. I mean, it could be worse. We could be playing in LA for this New York City game because they've done that before.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Colorado Rapids game has been pushed back a day to September 4th. That's most likely down to because the New York City FC game is now being played in that week. So it would have been 3 games in 7 days. It's now 3 games in 8 days. Still not great, but it's better than what it was.
Yeah.
And then I'm still not sure why this one's happened, but the LAFC away game has been pushed forward a day to August 16th. So what we have is, I think we're playing the Revs on the Saturday, and then we're playing LAFC on the Tuesday. And they're both away as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Because,
I
had nothing else to say. Okay.
Yeah. That one is baffling. I think it's a bit harsh on us, but, we've got to, we just got to deal with it. It's the cards that we're getting dealt with. So we just got to make sure we go out there and just win some games. So there is that.
It's in August too. Oh.
Yeah. LA in August. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought DC was bad, but I can't imagine what LA is going to be like.
It's probably going to be like a 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock game. Just like right in the middle of the heat.
Well, it's a Tuesday, so it's going to be evening.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
I think, let me just get the schedule back up. There we go. Look at that. I already had it loaded up as well. I come prepared.
Prepared.
Oh, I've just seen what time it is in the morning for me. You ready?
I'm going to go with 1.
Oh, I wish.
3.
I wish. So...
Oh, it's a 10?
It's a 3:30 a.m. kickoff.
3:30, yeah.
Oh,
it's a 10:30 p.m. kickoff for East Coast.
And I'm upset about it being at 10:30.
I wish it was 10:30.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like a good one in the Toronto game because that was a 7:30 p.m. kickoff.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, couldn't believe it. So yes, that is brutal. Is there any other game? Well, the RSL game later on in September is a 2:30 a.m. kickoff.
Man,
Nice.
Those two are the latest ones. Other than that, you kind of get your standard 12. You get your midnight, your 12:30s, your 1 o'clocks. A couple of earlier ones though. I mean, we've got in June, Nashville, 10 p.m.
Not bad.
which I'll take. And a couple of others. Same against Orlando, that we're playing them at home, and Atlanta United later on in the season, 9 p.m. kickoff, which is the same. Is that the same? Oh no, this weekend's 12:30. So I thought it was a bit earlier than that. Anyway,
It's a Saturday game though, right?
you say Saturday, I say Sunday.
Is it Sunday?
For me, it's Sunday, but it's a Saturday. It's a
7:30 on Saturday.
Yeah.
yes, yeah. It's a 12:30 a.m. So it's just into Sunday. So there you go.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
No, absolutely not. I mean, it'll just mean that Saturday morning I'll be looking after my little one, and Sunday morning my wife will be looking after him. So yes, Stu, you and I know the joys of MLS AM kickoffs. It's MLS after dark.
Oh, it's after dark. Yeah, I've got a cousin who is a Patriots fan, and he watches like Monday Night Football over in Ipswich.
Oh,
I'm like, what do you?
Oh boy.
Flipping heck. That's
Yeah, I'm
brutal.
like, that's not worth it.
That is brutal.
Right.
Jeez. So now whenever you guys complain, just think it could be worse.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Right.
I believe that's what I said.
It could always be worse. Anyway, last bit of news. And I mentioned this yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday, last night, and today, over on the DC UK chat. So you guys who are our DC UK members, you've got a preview to see what is happening. And it is a new DC UK Cherry Blossom jersey. I am going to show it up on screen if you guys out there who want to see it. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful. And this is one of the colours. So up on screen, if you're watching it, you can see it. If you're not, it is in dark blue. So navy blue is the official colour, and cherry blossom pink. There is 2 other colours available. It is available in black and pink and white and pink as well. And if you do want to grab yourself one, because, it is a stunner. I've had some good comments already. It is over at Bitly, so same place, but this time it's DC UK Cherry 2. So DC UK in caps, it's capital C for Cherry, and then the number 2.
And that white one looks so good.
To be fair, I love all 3 colours, obviously.
Yeah.
I designed it after all. But
there is something about kind of like that mix of the white and the pink that just works really, really well. And it's a really nice color. Like, I like it a lot. I might have to spring for that one as well.
Oh, look at that.
And that's sort of the thing is, like, when you get it, like, the graphics aren't really done justice when you see it on the site, but like when you get it, it looks so impressive, and yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and just kind of normally, Daniel, you've got your cherry blossom jersey on, but for this week, I've got it on. So this is the original.
Yep.
And as you can see, what I'm actually enjoying so much, and I was surprised, is it's actually in the shirt itself. It's not like you stick your labels or your stickers on it. It's actually made into the fabric itself. Mm-hmm. So it's not gonna disappear. It's not gonna peel off.
Yeah,
I absolutely love that. I was not expecting that, actually. And that's something I forgot to ask when you actually bought yours. Is it?
Yeah.
But it's just an absolute snap. It's so comfy.
Yep.
It's a nice material, and it's not too tight. It's a nice loose fit. So at some point in the near future, I will be ordering myself the. I think I'm going to go with the blue one. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but in the near future, we'll see. Or we'll be in person just over a month's time.
That's coming up.
Cannot wait for that. Cannot wait. I'm just seeing some So we had a question in the chat about actually how much is it? It's $45.99.
Yeah.
So
Shipping and tax altogether, I think it came out to just a little bit above 50. But
yeah,
I mean, yeah, you can't. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like this is a good quality kit, and so you can't get a kit for under like $50 or $50 anymore. So
yeah.
But the funny thing is sort of the international shipping being as it is. That's a little bit rough, but
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, to be fair, it wasn't actually too bad this time.
yeah.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been like buying the DC United jersey,
That was ridiculous.
which is just yeah.
It
You're right.
was it was almost kind of we had to kind of smuggle it to you.
We did.
So
Yeah, I mean, I initially bought it, and then I was like, but then there was it was the time frame. It was just like, I mean, I still wouldn't have it.
yeah.
I'd still be waiting 2 weeks until it arrives. So, but thanks to Heather, who's actually just joined us in the chat. She was very gracious and sent it over for me. So thank you very much. And she's just come up and said she's going to order the Navy. So I think it's going to be another hot sell, this one. Thank you to everyone, including yourself, Daniel, for buying the jerseys, because it does mean that things like the website and everything, all the costs get done. So making this show, all the costs go towards that. Whenever you guys buy jerseys, all the money that goes, I don't take anything from it. I just put it straight back into the show, and everything gets sorted out. So it's fantastic. Can we talk about why MLS jerseys cost so much more than any other league?
I noticed that.
Yeah,
Licensing.
Seriously,
one maker.
Jersey I'm wearing was like 180. I was like, what is
you've
going
got is that the Paredes one you've got on the back as well?
Yeah. I did all the stops, so I got like United District tags on it. It's the authentic one.
Yeah,
I had a couple beers and was like, screw it. I love every Paredes.
But saying that, I think it was on Discord chat. So the authentic jerseys aren't the most expensive in any kind of league. Major League Baseball. Have you seen how much the Cherry Blossom the shirt? I don't know what you call it, whether it's a shirt or a jersey, because it feels like it's a buttoned-up shirt. Still don't get why they're like that, but hey ho.
Is that about like 200 or something like that?
Oh, double it.
Really?
I think it was $460.
460.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
I'm glad I didn't get one. All right.
Yeah, you've got the replica, which I think with a name and number on it was 180, and it's 300 extra bucks to get the authentic one.
I can understand hockey because like you're getting a big, just a big boy jersey right there.
It lasts forever.
Yeah, but yeah, baseball, man. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that was bizarre, but even so, jerseys in general are just too expensive. I mean, when you get something like this for $50,
that's why you support the small kit makers.
Exactly,
like DC United Kingdom.
Exactly, I like that. That was a good little. I'll take that. I'm just replying to a message just on here. Thank you, Brian. For again, you've bought DC UK Cherry Blossom. You bought the original one, and you've already you're about to rock the white and Cherry Blossom one as well. So I can't wait to see you in that. Can't wait to see the photos. It's going to be so awesome. Right, moving on then, because I don't want to sit here and talk about my jersey all the time, but I could. The previous match, it was a long time ago. It was against Toronto. It was 2-1. The weather was weird. Can we remember much of that game, and do we really want to talk about it?
I don't want to talk about it, and I don't remember it, but I know.
Daniel?
That is one that I haven't really cared to really go back and check out the highlights. It was just Yeah, no, the team has lacked a certain aggressiveness, from the start of the season, as kind of as opposed to last season. Um, but I mean, I think they've done a great job of they get control and they maintain it, but they're not exactly kind of establishing their presence. I think you look at some of the things that Edison that Shreddy Eddie did that we just we get to a certain point where they cannot finish. He had that howler that kind of screamed across the goal, but against, I want to say, was that the Chicago game or one of those other games. We just seem to lack something up there, and that's this just the story of the season right now.
Yeah. I think one highlight from the game, though, was the Knaus header.
Yes.
That was a lovely glancing header. I saw it, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
hang on, that was Russell. What the heck?
Yeah.
That was a beautiful, and the cross from Roberto as well. Just the way he cuts back onto his right foot and whips it in.
It is definitely hurting missing Paul right now. Paul Arriola, he netted himself a tidy little goal against Panama earlier in the week, and he is doing fairly well down in Texas now. So I don't know. I think at the end of the year, I think we're going to kind of look at that one and be like, yeah, that was a huge mistake. But we're definitely missing some sort of component in that attacking third. So hopefully that's something that just shapes up over the course of the season.
Yeah, definitely. I'm loving the chat at the moment. I don't know whether you guys are seeing this, but it's everything. Everyone's starting to join us. Keenan's here. Obviously, Heather's here. Stu's here. Brian's here. It's just fantastic. So,
Brian, my dad's running that this weekend too.
The Cherry Blossom 10 miler.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's going to run it, and then in the evening we're going to go to the game. So, yeah, we'll see how he is.
Will you be carrying him into the stadium?
Probably. He'll probably tell me at the 70th minute, like, all right, let's go. I'll be like, we got to stay. We got to stay.
You've got to stay. You can't be a part-time supporter, can you?
Yeah, no part-times.
Yes. So then we'll move on from the previous game. Look ahead to this weekend. So it is the Cherry Blossom game. And I know I said we're going to go through the fan questions this week at the end of the show, but there was one which is kind of appropriate for this weekend's game, which came in from Victor over on Instagram. And I think it's more for you, Tom, really, because you're going to be there. So are you hyped for the Cherry Blossom sunglasses?
Yeah. What did they say? They're giving them out to the first
5,000 fans. And if you want to see what they look like, if you've not seen them yet, I'm going to bring them up on screen. Look at those.
First 5,000. Brilliant.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll be there. They look good, and I need sunglasses. I'm one of those people that never likes to spend a lot of money on sunglasses because I lose them or I break them.
Yeah.
So I'll take better care of these ones for sure.
I don't know whether we should be doing stuff like that because it's plastic.
Yeah.
It feels it's a nice thing to do, but it feels in this current climate that we're in, and I'm starting to get a little bit deep here.
Yeah.
But should we be?
We're going down a whole wormhole.
We're going down a whole wormhole, but I'm just gonna teeter over the edge a little bit. Should we be going down that kind of route? Should we be promoting using disposable plastics and things like that?
No, but this is capitalism.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah,
but
you know what we think. Let's be honest.
I'm kidding. I don't know. I think the best thing, or what I hope is like they're at least like individually wrapped or something. That's probably even worse. Like you're making more plastic
bags.
But like sanitarily speaking, I would say that's in light of certain events, I think I would be happy knowing that rather than they're just kind of sitting in a box and you got a bunch of hands just kind of grabbing at them and who knows what's on those. So
Yeah.
I can't remember what they did last time. I think it was like when you walked through the gate and you did security, then they would just like have it there for you and be like, oh, enjoy the game. It's like, okay, cool.
Okay.
I mean, that's better.
It's a bit better, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll have like a couple of people who work on the concourse just like handing them out.
Yeah, it's one set of hands touching them rather than 30,000 set of hands. So there you go. So that is that. But let's break down a couple of things about this weekend. I was just going to say tonight's game, but it's this weekend's game. So season so far, we played 4, won 2, lost 2, drawn none, scored 5 and conceded 4 so far this season. So we're in a positive goal difference area, which is obviously a good thing. But we are on a current 2-game losing streak at the moment. So obviously getting beat by Toronto and the game before that against Chicago at home. Head to head, incredibly even. We've both won 6.
Yeah.
There is no other tie at the moment that has gone. Well, there's one other matchup that's gone longer without a tie, and that was the Dallas and Tampa Bay matchup. That went for 18 games before there was a draw between the two sides. So it's going to be, there's going to be goals. Is how I'm taking that. Hopefully. Yeah, it's going to be a 0-0 draw now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say my dad, every time he comes, we got season tickets the season Wayne Rooney was there. And I can't tell you how many games we tied at home that year. It was absurd. I was just like my dad was like, what was the point?
The silver lining. It's better than getting beat.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. I'll take 1 over 0.
Yeah, exactly. What else is there about this one? So in the last 9 games that we've played anyway, we've won 4 and lost 5. In the last 9. So we've not drawn actually in the last 9 games. I'm actually quite surprised by that. In the 4 wins, we've only conceded once, which is good going. However, in the defeats, we've conceded 16. So that's, if we're going to get beat, we're going to concede at least 3 goals.
Then I'll probably be leaving at the 70th minute.
David, just going back onto the chair to the sunglasses. David's going to be there this weekend. He's taking his grown kids who haven't been there since they were little.
Nice.
So enjoy it, David. Hopefully be there when come next month for the Toronto game, and we can all have a nice little meet-up.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
Going on from that, this is a major stat which is blew my mind a little bit. So teams when they're playing against us, when they're shooting, they're a lot more accurate than they are against any other team. So we've actually faced 51% on target shots.
Wow.
So Bill has been busier than any other keeper in the league.
I was gonna say that's why he's top of the savings chart.
Exactly. So it's just bizarre. I was like, wow, okay. So it's not like it's when we concede, it's not because we're necessarily defending badly, but it's just the fact that the other teams are actually being more accurate. So when you flip it on that way, it doesn't look as bad. I don't know what you guys think about that.
I think what we've been, sort of harping on is how weak the team sometimes feels on the counter, or at least facing the counter. And I think to a degree that's why they're getting a little more accurate shots on goal. I think a lot of times, when we set up with those defenders kind of playing more or higher in support, we're having some tough time getting them to track back. Brad Smith, we've definitely been picking on him a little bit. He's had some issues getting a bit caught high up and then having trouble getting back. But that's even happened to Nahar. So, I think to a degree, like the team is, it's high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I think when you watch the games, I think DC handles the midfield better than most, or better than what I think some stat lines sort of show. I think it's just down to how the system kind of works, and we were even talking about it last year. Like if DC was kind of overloading, sort of high up the pitch, if one speedy guy could get free, your Joseph Martinez and CJ Sapong, if they could find space, they definitely killed us on the counter. So, that's just something we're going to have to get used to with this system, is that, forwards and wingers are going to have an easier time than most, or, against DC United than against other squads.
Yeah. And I think Stu's just popped up the question about what you were just talking about there, Daniel, was the fact that the opposition's accuracy down to the openness of the defence.
Yeah.
And it does sound like that could be the case. And if they are getting through on goal, it's going to be an easier opportunity to get it on target. And you just mentioned the big name for Atlanta United, which is Joseph Martinez, not Dom Dwyer, as some people might lead you to believe. It is still Joseph Martinez. He scored 7 times against us, and the only other team he scored more against is Orlando. So, Tom, how do we stop Martinez?
I mean, that is the wrong.
Apart from breaking his legs.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like a lot of what DC's team lacks is exactly what Daniel was talking about. Is that when the possession changes really quickly, they tend to break down and sort of go into this frenzy of trying to get back as quick, trying to stop the ball before it gets out of hand or they're overloaded. And with Martinez, he's a speedy guy. He can definitely dribble and he can definitely shoot. Yeah. He's shown us that 7 times. So, we're gonna have a fight on our hand. I'm sure Losada is gonna have someone in the back being like, watch him. That is your job.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what I would do. I would be like, you just stay with him the whole time. Does not matter.
Who would you, if you were Losada, who would you pick to do that job?
It depends whether he's going to come if they're how Atlanta sets up. If he's coming off the side, I would even consider having Nahara stay back a little bit more, just because he's got more professional experience playing out in Europe and he can handle a player like Martinez. But if he's coming up the middle, I mean, the 2 center backs are going to have to work and just be like, whichever center back he's attacking there, they got to have very good communication.
Yeah.
But I would hope maybe Knaus do that. You know.
So him sit a little bit deeper than we're used to actually seeing him.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I think it's going to be a game where we're trying to take the break. I think that's going to be our game plan.
Fair. And then Daniel, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Durkin, because obviously you were yearning for Durkin on the last show. It's all about Durkin for you.
Yes.
I'm going to throw a little bit of curveball in here. Do we see Durkin playing at centre back for this game?
No, and I say that because I think with him coming back fresh, communication is so key there. And I think with the 3-back system that DC does, I think you just need to be sort of in kind of the thick of that. So if anything, I want to say you probably have BHI and Birnbaum lining up in the back, Nahar as well. And then I want to say you have Knaus. You could have Knaus and Jafal, maybe Knaus and Durkin. I'm trying to think if Durkin, if you start him so quickly or you get him right in there, I think you start Jafal and Durkin, or not Jafal and Durkin, but Jafal and Knaus.
Yeah.
And you have Jafal just play the, kind of that kind of like almost an attacking midfielder, kind of a roaming type, to be honest. With Knaus, kind of holding up the back. So I think he will be there to lend like some extra support, but I don't think you put Durkin in that back three.
Yeah, fair. That's good analysis there. Another, just a quick question. Again, I'm going to use this one just for now because it's kind of relevant. It's coming from Brian. It's just saying, will we see Pines get any minutes this season, or is it just going to be if injuries occur? And
Sorry.
my point of view on this one is, I think it's only if injuries occur, because it seems to be Losada's main three at the back is Nahar, BHI, and Birnbaum.
Yeah. With Pines, I mean, he's had a couple.
He's come off the bench, hasn't he?
Yeah. But nothing spectacular. I watched a couple games of him last season, and I feel like he's just at a point where he's like, he can't get any consistency going.
Yeah.
Like he'll either have a good game and you're like, oh wow, he really stepped up. He looks really confident. But then there are other games where I'm like, what, has this guy ever played this sport before? I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I hope the best for him and maybe he can break in. But I don't see that happening unless, schedule or injuries.
Yeah. Just to highlight this comment here, Stu, thank you for this. Pines was a highlight for him last season. Seems like he's fallen into the background already, which is a shame.
I want to say he got a cap last year. I want to say when, because Mark McKenzie was having, or he kind of had a stinker of a game in one of those. Like I want to say, if it was the Nations League or whatever it was. But yeah, definitely like Pines, he hit a stride, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't think he really fits in Losada's system at the moment.
Yeah. And I love this little comment from Mount here. Pines just needs more season. Now, is it salt or is it pepper he needs? Or is there a little bit of smoked paprika?
I was thinking paprika.
Yeah.
Jesus. I'm a cayenne guy, so that's what I go for.
I mean, for me, it's all about the smoked paprika for me. I do love that.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I'm a spice lord, so if it's not hot, it's not nothing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Laura, what is that?
Lowry's. That's an American classic.
Is it?
I know exactly what he's talking about. That Lowry's seasoned salt. I'm gonna send you, sir.
What? I'm going to have to Google that after this.
James Graham, MBNE. No, no. You have yourself one bite on, fries or a burger or even a steak, although that should be deemed illegal. You throw a little bit of that on something. It is some of the best seasoning you ever taste. It's so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. And I'm just going to roll with Ant on this one because, he's joined us late, but that's fine. We'll allow it. He was just asking, where is Lyman? And we haven't actually spoken about it because obviously he got sent off against Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Which meant that he did miss the Chicago game. But this happened to him last season when he got sent off against Cincinnati.
Yeah.
He just disappeared. And the rumor was he was injured, but there was nothing to confirm that. So where is he? And what is he doing? And when will we see him back?
I feel like he's going to be a background guy. Jafal, in just the short amounts of, or just kind of the glimpses we've had, he's put in full-time games here, but he is just a guy who's really, he kind of gets it. He brings a lot of the intensity that I think we're missing, especially with Ariola and Paredes moving on. He's just a guy who I think just gels really well in the system. And yeah, I think, with Knaus, like he's going to be a mainstay. So that's just going to be the story, as we go forward.
That's fair. Right. Shall we move on to some predictions?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Tom,
Damn,
you've
I
been
didn't want to
missing.
go first. Uh,
It's a tough one because it's obviously we're on a bit of a poor run of form, but we've had this international break to put things right. There's going to be goals in this game because there's been only wins.
Mm-hmm.
We're at home.
I'm
You're there.
Oh man, okay. I'm gonna go with what I usually wouldn't do. I'm gonna call 1-1 tie.
But there's never been a tie.
Yeah, I know. Today, but here's the thing: my dad's going, and
It's like you're
that's
omen,
probably
is it?
gonna tie.
Oh dear. Oh dear. So, Daniel, what are you going to go with?
You know, 5 guys are out. And when you're talking about, a 30-man squad, or 18 players, that suit up for a day, those numbers mean something.
Yeah.
So, it may be cagey. You may have an early goal from Atlanta, but I think at the end of the day, the depth that DC United has pulls them through. I think you look at a 2-1 win.
I like that. I like the sound of that. 2-1 win. And because, I don't like to go with what you guys have gone. I was never going to say a tie. Let's put it that way. So, Tom, you can thank you, lucky stars. I'm not going to go with what you said. But I was thinking what you were saying, Daniel. But because we're not going to say the same, I'm going to go for 2-0.
Wow. Okay.
Going to clean sheet Martinez this time. And
Gonna lock him up. All right.
That'll be
absolutely.
impressive.
BHI is going to put him in his back pocket.
Well, I hope you're right.
He's gonna walk out of Audi Field after 90 minutes, and he's gonna take
gonna have
Martinez out of his back pocket and put him on the Atlanta United team bus.
I forgot you were there.
Have himself a little JM action figure. He'll just have it right in his pocket. That's gonna hey, I'm
Little
all
head
for
bopper.
that. Yep. Oh, if the DC United admin is listening to this show, we can have if we get a clean sheet, just get a little picture of BHI with a
little Martinez.
Yeah, a little bobblehead. That'll be great.
I wonder if that actually does that exist in the planet. Joseph
There's gotta be. There's gotta be.
Oh, I mean, I started typing it on Google and it. Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes, there is. It's on Amazon.
Stu gets it.
And Kim gets it as well. So Kim says 2-1.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's a limited edition. Joseph Martinez bobblehead. Let's see all the buying options. I've just seen the price. Do you guys want to take a guess at how much a Joseph Martinez Atlanta United name and number limited edition bobblehead is?
$45.
Tom?
I want to say closer to 100.
Tom takes it. It's $90.
Yeah.
You know what? There's some gam that DC United can throw at that. Open up the pocketbook, splash the cash.
I know.
That's for this one.
Now, we spent our gam on Durkin, didn't we?
That's true. That's true.
Getting him from... Didn't we have to technically trade him from Houston Dynamo?
We had to give Houston the gams, so for sure. Well, there's still a little bit left. Come on.
Yeah, we did make quite a bit.
Yeah.
Just one last thing before we move on to Tom's World Cup preview. Does Durkin make his debut this weekend?
As a sub.
Yep.
Yeah. Fair. I mean, I would love to see him start, but I think this comment, whenever I see my cursor again, there we go, sums it up down to a T.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jafal definitely sees as Kim Thank you for that. It's all about seizing moments, and Jafal seized his. And Stu agrees. I didn't mean to click on that one, but there you go. But it's absolutely spot on. Jafal definitely seized his opportunity, and it would be unfair on Jafal for him to get dropped for Durkin just because we've brought Durkin in. As much as I'd love to see Durkin start, it wouldn't be right for Jafar to get dropped because someone else has come in. He has earned his opportunity to continue in that centre mid. So, that's how we hold on to that 2-1 lead late. Durkin's return.
I like it.
Great.
Return of the Dirk.
They're gonna get dirked on.
How many Turks? Can't say that.
God, this sounds nasty.
That does sound really bad. Dirk terms can we come up with? Oh, sounds like someone's getting arrested in DC right now. Tom, you better run.
I live like I got a highway right by me, so I hear every crash, every siren.
Oh boy.
Brutal. Have you not got double glazing?
No.
Ah,
No.
should come with standard.
Yeah.
Right. Let's move on to World Cup preview with you, Tom, because I know you're quite keen to talk about obviously USA somehow made it through after avoiding a 6-0 defeat, which is what they had to do to not qualify.
I know, and everyone I know that's a US fan on Twitter was just, when that second goal went in, there was just that hint of, oh no. But yeah, they did it. I gotta stop making Trinidad and Tobago jokes now. So, congrats to them. I hope they enjoyed their 3 games.
Wow. USA's not even going to make it out the group stage.
No, they probably will, but I'm still gonna talk all the trash.
So this is the big question, because obviously you were born in England.
Yeah.
Who are you gonna be following England more closely or USA more closely?
I wouldn't be following USA at all.
Wow.
No way.
Wow.
No way.
That's not what I was expecting to hear, actually.
No, I'm full on for England. I've got family from Austria, but they didn't make it.
You want to hear my hot take?
Oh.
The World Cup's going to come to the USA before it comes home. There
Ooh.
it is. That's my prediction.
I mean, there's things I can do on this show, and this is one of them. Oh dear!
Mark my words.
Oh,
Mark my words on that one.
That's never going to happen.
When is the US? Are you 2026?
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
So we basically have to win this tournament.
Yeah.
I'd say you might have a good chance.
Oh, hang on. I'm not happy about this, Kim.
No, yeah. The Americans are in the house. This is
not happy about
what
this.
it's about.
Oh,
Kim,
I'm gonna have words with you next in May.
I was gonna say the banter. Oh, it's the best.
We're coming back for our tea. We're taking the tea. We're taking the tea from you. Plus the World Cup. It's all coming home. It's coming to its true home in America with the real the real soccer.
It's absolutely never going to happen.
No.
Over my cold dead body.
I was going to say, most of the players on the U.S. team aren't even American. So half of them are German. It's like,
Is it Gio Reyna technically English? He was born in England.
Gio.
He was born in Sunderland because his dad, Claudio Reyna, was playing for Sunderland at the time.
Oh yeah,
that sounds about right.
Yeah. How did we miss that?
I know. My favorite thing is all the England players that might end up playing for Jamaica. That's what I've been paying attention to.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, Tom, do you want me to throw up the pots on screen?
Throw it up. Let's see it.
There we go.
Beautiful. So, if you haven't seen this list yet, we have quite some teams in each pot. And what I wanted to look at was who's missing, who are the dangers. I think we all know that, pot one is the real heavy hitters minus Qatar.
Oh, no, I was going to include a Qatar in that one.
As a heavy hitter?
Yeah, but for other reasons.
Yeah, I was going to say. So, pot two has teams like the Netherlands, Germany, USA, Uruguay, Switzerland, Mexico. All great. We might even get another England, USA group battle.
You could technically get an England, USA, whoever from pot 3, and Canada.
Yeah. At that point, I'll think that they're conspiring to beat us. Pot three has teams like Senegal, who just won the African Cup, Poland, who, they've got this guy named Lewandowski we might have heard of. And I even included Serbia just because they're a tough team. They play with their elbows out the whole time. And then we got in pot 4, we have, like James just said, we have Canada. We have Ghana, who's got a number of good players, and Cameroon has just squeaked in. Now, the interesting thing is who isn't there? So the big one, I think we all know, and if you're English, you're incredibly happy about this.
Mm-hmm.
Italy has not made it. The superpower of North Macedonia has knocked them out of qualifying and then went on to lose to Portugal. The Ivory Coast is not included. Colombia is not included.
I'm not surprised about Ivory Coast. I will say that now. I'm not massively surprised by it. Colombia, I'm more surprised by.
Colombia, definitely. I thought Nigeria was going to make it.
That was a shock as well.
I was surprised by that one. Czech Republic, not as surprising. Algeria is pretty good. I wanted Norway, but I think Norway isn't going for different reasons.
Yes, they've been very critical of FIFA recently.
Yes, so I think it's more of a boycott rather than they weren't good enough.
Yeah.
Mo Salah is not going, and with Egypt, due to his teammate Sadio Mane, who beat them in the qualifiers.
Yes, that was a bit controversial, that one. I don't know whether you guys seen about the penalties, but then I looked at the responses, the replies about it. Egypt were just as bad in the other tie with the exact same thing.
Yeah. There's one picture that keeps going around, and it's just Salah. His entire face is just green. And it's just like, how is it? Like a blind person is going to have a better chance of making that shot. And you could see, it was really interesting. You could see it in the background, just like these green lasers going out. I was like, oh my God. Like, what are we doing? And the final team that's not going, notable team, is Sweden, which will likely be ex-LA Galaxy's Ibrahimovic's last. It's getting up there, so I don't think he'll be in another World Cup.
No, not at all.
So my question to you two, and any of the guests that are listening, watching, look at the graphic or bring up on your phone the pots. What would be your ideal group of death? What would you want to see?
Oh, man.
A group of death. Obviously not England.
Yeah, I want England to basically play the worst ones.
I want to say it would probably be Brazil, Germany, or Uruguay, Poland, and then probably Canada.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I would go for France, Germany.
That's what I have.
Yeah. France, Germany, South Korea.
Ooh, South Korea.
And then go with Ghana. In South
Nice.
Korea, for some reason, I always have memories, and this might be completely wrong, and I might be remembering things in a completely wrong way, and it's most likely the case. But I always think South Korea tend to do well in major tournaments.
Who does? Sorry.
South Korea.
Yeah. They got some hitters on there too.
Yeah. Kim's just come up with his group of death.
South Korea beat Germany in the 2018.
That's what I remember.
Did.
Yeah.
They got them 2-0, but then they lost to Mexico and then Sweden.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Kim's group of death is pretty much like mine, apart from he's put Canada in there.
Brazil, Germany, Poland, Cameroon. Germany and Poland, a little
history. Yeah.
For me, it definitely has to be USA and Ghana in whatever group that is. There's a lot of history that's been building up between those two teams, so that's going to be. I want to see that game. I just love the way those two teams go at each other.
Did they knock? It was 2010, right?
It was 2010 that the USA got knocked out, and then it was 2014 where they got the revenge match.
That was it. Yeah,
that was
I
John Brooks. That was John Brooks with the miracle header at the end of the game. That was just unbelievable.
Sounds like luck. No, yeah, the Ghana kids are very nice.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, to be fair, when you get the World Cup on, there's usually some good kits coming out.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of bummed that Nigeria's not in it. I love the kits that they have.
But we do have Ghana and Cameroon. They generally have some good kits as well. I think Cameroon could have that whole vibe about it as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, England's had the same kit since like 1904. So
yes,
just the usual.
Yeah, whites. It's like looking at MLS in 2020.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the same generic thing.
Yeah. So, Tom, who's your group of death then?
So my group of death, it's an interesting one. I want to have Portugal because they're good, but they're not too good.
Okay.
I want to see Portugal in there. I want to see Germany in there, of course. I want to see Senegal in there.
Oh.
And yeah, I want to see Senegal. They've got Koulibaly. They've got Mane. They've got a number. There's a guy who plays for PSV, a center mid, who's Sengame. He's brilliant. He's basically like Wilfred Ndidi. But then my fourth, I'm kind of stuck. It'd be cool if Scotland got in. They probably won't. Or Wales. There's still a little. I have a buddy who's a big Peru supporter, and maybe we'll see Edison Flores. Knowing him, he'll actually probably play really well for them.
And then we sell him and then make some money from him.
That's the ideal.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets a winner against like Germany.
Oh, could you imagine?
His price would go up like 10 mil immediately.
Yes.
I'll stick with that. I'll go with Portugal, Germany, Senegal, Peru.
Fair. And then I'm just gonna give you guys a question. Who is gonna win the World Cup this year?
England.
It's coming out.
Daniel, we have the button to kick you out. It's hovering over.
No, I there's an outside chance I want to say Brazil.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they do have the talents, except when you saw, I think it was Gabriel Barbosa in the friendly this week.
Yeah.
They just took the number one spot, too.
Did they?
Yeah. Belgium dropped down.
I mean, I've never understood why Belgium have been world number one.
Right? I'm like, oh, they made it to a quarterfinal. I'm like, okay. Cool. And England's like fifth. I'm like, what? Like, how does that make sense?
It literally makes zero sense. I mean, yeah, it just makes absolute no sense why and how these things happen. But
That's
Kim reckons Belgium finally lives up to the hype.
This is if they were going to win it, this would be the year to do
But
it.
I genuinely don't see it happening because
No, I don't either.
their track record of it's their year,
Yeah.
they just pull me out.
Yeah, we've been saying it since 2014, I think. We were like, De Bruyne he's in his
De
prime.
Bruyne,
Even
they've
Hazard's
had Vincent Kompany,
Yeah.
Thomas
That was
Vermaelen, Jan Vertonghen.
And it's just like now they're all kind of aging out. And
Yeah.
even Hazard, I don't even know where he is.
No. Which
he
one?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's Thorgan,
Yeah.
who's at Dortmund. Eden is, I don't know,
Madrid
Real
still?
Madrid?
I
Yeah,
think he's still there.
just not. He's not even making the bench.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, I think he's still injured. I think he's got this niggling ankle injury that's just kept him out for so long.
That sucks.
And yeah, that's just it. They're at the very tail end of their window of opportunity. It's like the golden generation of England's back in when Beckham, Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard.
I have a poster of that team.
Yeah,
It makes me so
that was
sad.
our golden generation. But
Wayne Rooney's like 18. I'm like, oh no.
He's fresh-faced. And
Already
still
got
looks about 35.
45. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Actually looks younger now than he did back then.
Yeah.
I mean, I still can't get over how committed he is to Derby County. I've got to give kudos to that man right there for sticking with it.
He got filmed, or like, I guess someone was listening in on a conversation at a private event. He's talking about wanting to be the manager for Man United, which is a bit of a hop, skip, and a jump from Derby. But he's like,
that. You look at Lamps.
Yeah,
Derby to Chelsea.
And how did that work?
It worked for a while. I mean, he did all right with what he had, which was a transfer embargo.
Yeah, he did have a transfer, but they also spend a lot of money.
Oh yeah, I mean
a lot of money. Yeah. I mean, rooting Man U would be great, but not now.
Just moving on, just keeping on with the Man United theme. Yap Stam.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah. Please no.
What's the story there?
He wants to be the head coach.
Oh, really?
Could you imagine Jap Stam and Chris Armas coaching Man United? I would literally become a City fan. I would be like, I'm done.
Right, that is recorded. You've heard that here first, guys. Tom will become a City fan if Yap Stam and Chris Armas are at Man United together.
I'm going to start a Twitter campaign.
Hashtag Tom for City.
Tom for City. Yeah, my uncle and cousin have just started listening to this podcast, so I'm sure I'm going to get an angry message, and probably tomorrow morning or so.
Brilliant. Right. Shall we move on to some fan questions then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Right. Let me just get up onto this screen right here. Cool. So first up, good old MC Alan Forber, FC. I forgot the FC bit off the end there, but on Twitter, he's a DC UK member as well. Who's the player you missed the most from recent DC departures? And as we spoke about earlier on, Daniel was mentioning about Ariel looking fantastic for Dallas.
Yeah.
Is he the one we missed most from recent departures, or was there somebody else?
I miss Paredes. I wish we got one more year. I feel like
I think we needed. I think sell him whilst we did, absolutely. But I think we needed a loan back.
Yeah, I feel like he's just sitting at Wolfsburg, just chilling. Hopefully he breaks through, but I feel like he needed one more. He needed one more year with us.
Yeah,
and I say that very selfishly.
I mean, is it because you've got Paredes on the back of your shirt?
Yes, it is.
Daniel?
Yeah, I think I'll say Areola.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know. Kind of at the jump, I was kind of like, yeah, we're gonna move on and blah blah blah. It's business, but he definitely seems to be like really enjoying his football right now, and as much of a trope as that is, like he just looks real happy. He's playing just really well right now, and I'm happy for him. I'm happy
Are you
he's
are you
happy.
really
Okay,
happy for him?
That looks like that was unhappy. He's
He
like,
says through gritted
I'm
teeth.
not
I'm
bitter.
happy for him.
Not
Arms
crying in
folded.
my journal every night. I'm not. No.
He's got this chalkboard behind him.
Uh,
I am happy for. Oh dear. I think for me, I do miss those two. Depending on how recent we're talking, it's a tricky one.
Yeah, I think
It
my
is a
default
tricky
was
one.
Wayne, but
I mean, if we go and say the last 5 years, prime Lucho.
yeah.
yeah, that was kind of our fault.
I mean, yeah, that was 100% our fault. I do miss him. I do miss having Wazza around. I think he was obviously great when he was with us. Again, whether that was his fault or his wife's fault for making him go back to England. But we're not going to say anything on that one. But I think for me, it's KP.
Yeah,
I think the excitement he brought. I mean, Areola was great, but I don't think he was
explosive enough.
Yeah, and I don't think he was the fact that he plays regularly for the US men's national team. I don't think he was the player that people wanted to come and see. I think KP was the fact he's a local boy, the fact that he's come through the ranks. He had that flair, he had that swagger as well.
Yeah,
I think
Dangles.
I mean, he was happy just to run at players, take them on, and just go for it full pelt, 100% every game. And I think it's a bit weird not seeing that on the pitch at the moment.
Yeah, I feel like that's missing as well.
So there you go.
and just for the meme, who did we have a few years ago? He eventually joined his brother.
Oh, Pippa Higuain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I only say that for the meme. Miss him
So
a lot.
weird.
Yeah.
He always came on in at 88th minute. I was like, why?
That yeah. I think another one, Mesut Ozil's coffee shop.
Right.
Yeah. I'm glad because it was going to replace the bike station, which I was very fond of.
I missed the Luka Modric rumors. Those were hot a few years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, we need those kind of rumors back again, don't we?
Yeah, we do. I mean, yeah, when Rooney came in, like suddenly some names started like popping up. I was like, "Ooh, that's kind of exciting."
But now
we have to create our own buzz.
Now we have Tevez.
Oh, gee. That was horrendous. Why did you even mention that?
Oh boy.
Oh dear. Right. Let's move on to the next question. Which, I'm just going to quickly bring it up on screen, but we've already answered it. Which was, it was your early prediction for World Cup winner.
Yep.
England.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who would you say if it wasn't England? If England wasn't playing, who would you say?
Ooh, I would.
I feel like Brazil is more of a home for the World Cup than England is, but that's just me.
Just kick him out.
Yeah, I can edit that out. I mean, to be fair, if I wasn't, I mean, Brazil is always a good shout. Yeah. I don't think France will do it. I don't think France will retain it.
No repeat.
That's so tough.
I'm going to say Portugal.
No.
I don't want them to.
No.
I think there needs to be a final something that Ronaldo has that Messi
No.
doesn't.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine the smugness on his face?
I know. It would
Oh,
be glorious.
Stu would
I
never
feel like
die.
throwing up thinking about that.
I know. I mean, this is the one he can know. This is his last shot.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. If he
Like,
doesn't get it this time, that's it.
I
But
don't
then
see
he's
him
the kind of guy
26,
who is that fit, he could probably get to the next World Cup.
That's crazy.
right? Well, he's 37, so he would be 41.
And to be fair, Zlatan was talking about making it for this World Cup, and I think he's 40, so
And I mean,
Yeah,
Tom Brady won a Super Bowl at 39, so
Well, Tom Brady is
that's not a proper
given to
sport.
us. He's a gift given to us from the Lords above. I have no idea what that man eats for breakfast. It is absurd that man
Yeah.
is still playing American football. He's getting hit by people that are like 300 pounds.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
He's got loads of padding. It's fine.
They only play 16 games a year.
Yeah, that's also true. It's actually a great retirement.
Oh, right.
Like being-
Honestly, being a NFL kicker is probably the best
Backup
career
punter.
path anyone. Yeah.
Did you? I don't know whether you guys had it over there, but there was rumors Harry Kane was going to
Yeah,
switch sports to do that.
he wanted to finish his career being a field goal kicker. I remember seeing those, and I was like, "Try it." I was like, "You'll get hit once, and you'll be done."
Yeah.
Right. Next question. 301 Guna. How is Zach Steffen getting picked for the USA ahead of Bill Hamid?
I mean, what's Zach doing? He's a backup on City, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Playing Carabao, FA Cup, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like the same situation with Matt Turner. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, and then Hamid is playing every week.
yeah.
He's got the top saves. I mean, it's kind of like it almost feels, and this has happened before where he hasn't been selected for the U.S. while having better records than any of the other goalies. And it's like, I don't know. I don't want to say there's an agenda, but there's an agenda.
There's definitely an agenda, especially when
Totally
Brad
agenda.
Guzan gets ahead of him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how is that happening? It makes no
I mean,
sense.
did you see Brad Guzan? I think, who was it against? Oh, I'm trying to remember who they've played recently. And the
didn't
guy
even
just
realize
went
he
and
was still playing.
sidestepped. And Brad Guzan went, oh, here's the goal. And he still gets got. It's just like, what are you doing? He's got some photos.
Yeah,
He's got
Yeah.
photos of Greg Berhalter in an unfortunate position.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember who's Christian Fuchs. Or
he's
Fuchs.
the left back
Charlotte's.
for Charlotte. He is best known
Oh, that's right.
for
Yep.
playing for Leicester the year they won the Premier League.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay.
34.
Man.
He would also get ruined if he got hit.
Yeah.
But I think most soccer players would get ruined.
Maybe not.
Unless it's
not
Adiaka
really.
Fenwa.
Yeah. Him. I've actually met him. He's
Have
brilliant.
you?
Yeah, he's really funny. Him and probably a Adama Traore would be fine.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh, apparently he's never seen the gym.
Yeah, apparently he doesn't weight lift. Which is, I just want to be like BS.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't buy that.
Come on.
I like it how he has a coach oil his arms. I'm like, dude, like it's tough enough to get the ball off you. I'm like, you're gonna oil yourself up. Like, what are you doing, man? Crazy to me. I'm like, okay, if it works, it works. Whatever.
I'm just going to say the word lube.
Lube.
It's such a great word.
We're all in agreement.
Yeah. He's a slippery bugger.
Yeah.
Anyway, that could go down another rabbit hole, which could mean this show gets rated explicit. We don't want that. Anyway, And then the last question that came in, which came in just before the show went on air, was, are we looking, and this is World Cup related, are we looking at a France repeat, or can someone like Brazil, Argentina, or even take the World Cup this year? It's coming on.
Too
Just
much
gonna say it
drama.
again.
Too much drama with France.
What's that?
I too much drama with France. That seems to follow them in kind of the worst way. So I will say no. France does not repeat.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's big, like, probably is going to be Brazil. I can't think of a spot in their team where I'm like, ooh, like, that's a weak spot. Side note, Danny Alves was playing for them the other day.
He did, yeah.
He was 41 years old.
Jeez.
He played, I don't know, when I was talking about the Gabriel Barbosa miss from 5 yards out, it was Danny Alves who pinged the ball across to him, and it was just perfect.
He's still so good. He plays for Barcelona still. They literally got him from a Brazilian league he was playing in.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it was a freebie as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, they just picked him up because they were like, we need you to come play because we have no money.
Yeah.
He was like, okay.
And then they went, oops, we forgot to put you in the European squad.
Yeah. Like,
oh my
how would you
God.
forget to put Danny Alves in the squad? Oh, that's it for the questions. So if you had any, you've now missed your opportunity. So we move on to the Guest DC Who answers. So I'm just going to bring the graphic back up on screen there. The man with the wild hair. Just to kind of give you a little reminder on it. He was born in McKinney, Texas. 6'2". He's his forward. Made his first pro contract with Derby County back in 2010. So he's been playing a little while. Made 22 appearances for Derby before he moved on loan to DC United, where he made a further 56 appearances, scoring 4 goals. Prolific, some would say.
wait, he was a striker?
Yep.
Oh, good business, DC. Well done.
I mean, when you look at the era, it's no surprise. Colorado Rapids is where he moved to, where he made the 3 appearances before he spent time with their affiliate team, the Switchbacks. Then moved to USL with Puerto Rico, where he played 28 times, scoring 5 goals. Then Jacksonville, where he played 11 times, scoring 3 goals. Chattanooga Red Wolves, played 40 times, scored 2 goals.
Wow.
And he's currently with Union Omaha, where he's played 28 times, scored 0.
Jesus.
So, as a forward, he wasn't exactly the kind of goal-scoring forward you would expect to see. But the big thing is
a true false 9.
A true false 9.
Yeah, he needs to start registering as a midfielder because that's
going on that. You say that. So when he was at Derby County,
was he a midfielder?
In the 2011-2012 season, Nigel Clough tried him in an unfamiliar holding midfield role.
Wow.
That's like Joe Ellington at Newcastle. They brought him in as a striker, and now he's playing CDM, and it works.
Funny.
So there you go. But who is it? Who is this guy?
I'm like absolutely not even sure.
He has been mentioned on a previous episode.
This year?
This year, yes. In fact, I think he was mentioned on the last episode.
No. Shut up.
I think he was. I'd have to double check, but I think he was mentioned. Are you ready?
The name that popped in my head.
Go for it.
I'm trying to think of someone who kind of is as goofy as that outline is. This had to have been a few years ago, but like Patrick Mullins?
Is it Patrick Mullins?
Is it Patrick Mullins?
It is not.
Who is
Is
that?
that?
That is Connor Doyle.
Connor Doyle.
Wow.
Connor
What a
Doyle,
career.
God.
the man who has scored 4, 5, 10, 13, 15 goals from 2010 to now
Oh my lord.
as a forward.
Wow. That's
I
incredible.
honestly feel sorry for him. Like I don't know why. That's absurd.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bad luck, Doyle.
And off he goes into the ether because, yeah, so there you go. That was your guest DC Who for this week.
Connor Doyle.
Connor
That's
Doyle.
whew.
There you go. And that is a wrap for this week, which brings us on to our lovely outro stuff that we need to do. So I'm going to start with Tom down there. Where can people find you on the lovely social media channels?
You can find me on Twitter, either complaining about politics or complaining about my footy life. And that is at Snitch McConnell.
There you go. Daniel?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DCUK. We just had our second winter here in Aberdeen, so had a little airing of grievances about that.
Of course. And for me, as always, it's at DC United Kingdom. On Instagram, it is at DCUKFC. I've managed to shorten it now. It's always nice. And as we mentioned earlier on in the episodes, you've got the cherry blossoms, so you can pick them up at either bit.ly/DCUK Cherry, or if you want the new one, it's DCUK Cherry 2. And if you want to become a DCUK member, there it is. Come and join us at dcunitedkingdom.com/membership, where you get in all the private chat. You get to see things like the new cherry blossom jerseys that are designed before anybody else does, even get the opportunity to purchase it before anyone else. And it's always great banter in the group.
Yeah.
It's going to kick off again this weekend when we play Atlanta United. And throughout the rest of the season, it is always great. And as I said before, early in May, I will be out at the Toronto game for the first game since 2019. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to having a DC UK meetup.
That'll be cool.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be electric, is what I'm going to say.
Yep.
So from that, have you guys got anything else you want to add before I wrap it up?
We're good.
You guys Saturday.
Good. Yeah, absolutely. So until next time, which we should be back with you guys same time next week. So 10 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, next Thursday, which will be the 7th of April. Until next time, vamos United.
Shout out to Ben's